I'm really, really glad to see and feel you at this digital space. This is our second circle, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to stick together and support each other at this really challenging time. But at the same time, it was a great opportunity for many of us to self reflect and to understand what is going on with us on this planet. And because this planet is kind of on hold, and all of a sudden we have all this time to go inward and get maybe more clarity on what we are, where we go, and where we are at, individually and collectively. So I want to say that my motivation is aimed to solely at education, emotional, and energetic support, of course, healing and well-being of everyone who has joined or will ever join these circles. And that's the reason why I'm doing this. And while we are still waiting for other participants that are going to join today's circle, so I want to also mention the structure of this meeting. It has three components. The first one is educational, and it will contain some knowledge about the method itself and where it comes from and what is the theory behind it and what is the heritage behind it, and we'll spend 20-30 minutes for it. And today we'll be talking about torsion field theory because there was a questions I received from you, thank you so much for it, about and how this torsion field theory is implied to Cosmoenergy. You will also know today. Then we will have 10 to 15 minutes, maybe less, maybe more, for Q&A, and with the transmission itself. And it will be protecting Cosmoenergy frequencies and uplifting Cosmoenergy frequencies. And it's going to look like a guided meditation and will take us about 20 to 25 and 30 minutes. And if there is any time left, you can share your reflections directly to the webinar space. Zoom webinar chat will be opened for questions, reflections, and requests, or at any time on Facebook group that was purposely created last week for the participants of this circle. And what we are doing at these Cosmoenergy circles. In a general sense, we are talking about how we can invoke and evoke and also transform our consciousness, how we can raise the vibration and our energy fields. And this is, we are going to utilize Cosmoenergy as a healing technology, and you will gain a unique knowledge about the method itself, its capabilities, and you will also experience its healing vibrations. And at the same time, you will have an opportunity to track your vitality level, emotional state, and thinking patterns. And I'm very sure that it's going to start changing in between transmissions or right after. About Cosmoenergy method. It is very interesting and ancient technology that has a component which is resonant frequencies of the universe that are referred as the channels. And this technology, these channels are the gateways used to move energy across the time, spaces, and dimensions. Channels can be activated to clear physical body, spaces, objects, and also move the energy and bring the higher energies and vibrations from other dimensions for the sake of healing, energetic cleansing, and also spiritual awakening. The method of Cosmoenergy activates persons' inner potential and relieves tensions and stress and transforms pathological process that is leading to any kind of disease. So it balances the vibrational distortions. And the method has been proven to remove stress, depression, and anxiety, phobias, and all that kind of stuff, as well as hormonal and reproductive issues, and also all types of viruses and cancer at even stage 1, 2, and 3. And last time I showed the video about the how Cosmoenergy became a science and method for healing. And I also posted in the Facebook group some case studies of scientific case studies that have been implemented and conducted and published in Russia back in 90s by Dr. Emil Bagirov, who is a follower of the founder of Cosmoenergy, Vladimir Petrov. So I posted those in a Cosmoenergy group. And what else about Cosmoenergy? It has a very powerful cleansing effect and in-depth restoration of a normal chakras functioning. It also increases overall vibrational level and elevates the state of consciousness of a healer. You, my dears. It is based on a holistic approach and impacts the whole system of all on all macro and micro levels. So the practitioner of Cosmoenergy is a conductor of pure and highly intelligent cosmic energetic frequencies. And the goal of practitioner as a healer is not to merely ease condition of a span of a condition for a span of a time, but to help find the root cause of the disorders, and so they can be permanently healed. What I want to say also that this healing method is not associated with magic, hypnosis, extrasensory perception or Reiki. It's not about herbs or prayers and osteopathy. So at the basis of Cosmoenergy is the torsion field theory and experiences of esoteric traditions of Tibet, India, and also ancient wisdom of Siberian and Toltec shamans. And those wisdom is dating back thousands of years, and also the torsion field as well. Cosmoenergy method was brought into the modern days by Dr. Vladimir Petrov. It was in 1983, and after the number of scientific studies, as I mentioned earlier, that have been held by Dr. Emil Bagirov, Cosmoenergy was approved by World Health Organization as a secondary method. And I guess it's more or less clear about shamanism, but let's talk now about torsion field theory. Many of you are interested about that. And maybe some of you saw how the torsion field looks. It's like it's a field which is not like an auric field, but it's a torus. It's a figure that is around every object, as well as around a human, about the earth. So everything has a torsion field. And modern physics operates with the states of matter that they are four, and they are solid, liquids, gases, and ionized elementary particles known as plasma. So any rotating object creates a torsion field. I hope it's clear. Great. So let me tell you about properties of a torsion field. First of all, the torsion field is the basis of informational field of the universe. In other words, the torsion field is a conductor of information in our universe. And energy, this is only the secondary attribute of torsion field changes. Second, there is no time exists for the torsion field. There is no limit for the torsion field signals, and it's essentially instantaneous. And we got this data of instantaneous information signals in a torsion field in 1980s, and it has been proven in 1986 by Russian researchers Shipov and Akimov. You might have heard about them. Now they are very famous on all continents. They were able to create laser torsion field generated device. was not too big, was that big, like a medium-sized TV. So they were able to transmit the information in the form of both sound and image using torsion fields. And it turned out that the speed of the torsion signal is billion of times faster than speed of light. For example, a radio signal reaches the moon in 10 minutes, and a torsion signal reaches the moon instantly. Can you imagine? Yeah, it's really whoa. By the way, the radio signal needs repeaters in the city to be able to pass through the concrete structures and buildings. And for the torsion signal, as you can imagine, you don't need any repeaters. So information from one point of the universe to another moves instantaneously. And let me tell you briefly what were those experiments that Akimov and Shipov were working on, except those that they were doing on mice. So these two, with a number of other scientists, they were able to take genetic biosamples such as blood or stem cells from people's younger family members. And they were using that torsion field laser generator to translate this DNA information into a sound recording, like the voice, not the voice, but kind of noise. And those people who were listening to these recordings would have their health back in many different ways. As an example, new teeth. Paralyzed people were completely normalized. Brain functions were completely restored from Down syndrome. Food would come back for women in their 80s when they are for a long time in menopause. And later the scientists discovered that they don't need biosamples, but simply can use a photo of a person. The scientists discovered that they even can use other people's photos to embed qualities of body and mind. And it worked. They were using the photos of Jackie Chan and Nikola Tesla for several people, and those people became geniuses and also were become very successful entrepreneurs and developed lots of interesting businesses. What I'm going to say, what I'm saying, that this is why Cosmoenergy of Petrov utilizes torsion field principles as a technological basis of the method itself. Cosmoenergy healer, or we can call them an operator, has been trained and taught to perceive information about an object or person and transmit their informational templates that coded into the tapestry of the universe. Since time doesn't matter, this information is nonlinear. So this is why Healy is receiving a full spectrum of restoring information of their own DNA from their healthiest and most blissful past, present, or future selves. Another fact, torsion fields contribute to the self-organization of a matter in any object and in any organism, including human body. Therefore, by affecting the torsion field, you can physically affect matter and tissues in a physical body, or maybe something else in pets and animals and plants, or you can change it at least. So physical vacuum and torsion field affect each other on a principle of holograms. This is an informational property that has been proven repeatedly by not only Russians, but many other researchers. In fact, the information structure of the flow goes first, of the signal goes first, and then its material component manifests itself. This is why during Cosmoenergy sessions, changes begin to occur at the DNA level and then at cellular level. As you know, this is the structure that contains all the information about the standard human development. I'm talking about DNA. And later, changes begin to manifest themselves at the atomic, molecular, and the cellular level. That's why after several sessions, sometimes 5 or 10, we can see significant progress and even chronic disease stops. So another fact that the person itself, we are as humans, is an ideal representation of a torsion field. We have a generator in our brain and transformer in our heart. And every object in our holographic universe has a torsion pattern. And of course, we as humans aren't an exclusion. There are a number of studies conducted to detect this principle, by the way, and using the photo, the scientists made sure that it is possible to detect the information pattern of the object that was previously present in a space of experiment. So you probably remember when you were at school, you were at physics classes, and you were studying the properties of a magnet, just a usual magnet, right? So we would put a metal fillings on a piece of paper with a magnet under it, and the metal fillings lines up along the magnetic field lines, and then the magnet is removed. The fillings remain in a configuration of the magnet field. So in Cosmoenergy session, the same thing happens. Only the Cosmoenergy healer, as an operator, directs the torsion field not to the metal fillings, but to the informational parameters of the subtle and physical body. And again, this does not depend on where Healy or a group is, where they are located physically, since torsion fields have a non-linear fractal structure. So time value doesn't exist here as a category, and there is no task to overcome the obstacles of distance and space. That's why it doesn't matter if you're receiving a healing directly from a conductor, operator, and healer, or if you're sitting behind your computer in your room. It is always, energy is always here and now, and torsion field gives an opportunity to receive this information anywhere you are. It is no magic, it's pure metaphysics, and scientists call this techno magic. We call it Cosmoenergy. So let's go back to the example with the magnet and metal fillings. When fillings line up along the magnetic field lines, even when you have removed the magnet, so they keep sitting there if you remove the magnet, right? If you set it on the park bench, the imprint, your pattern, with all your multidimensional properties, remains sitting on the bench, even after you left it. Make sense? In Cosmoenergy, we call this imprint a phantom. There are tons of phantoms in public places of big cities. And this is one of the reasons why you often feel exhausted and depleted in public places, offices, etc. This is because you unconsciously merge with other people's phantoms, and other phantoms have their own individual and informational energetic components. And obviously they not suit you, and because you're not matching with them. That is just other people's phantoms vibrate differently and not always high. Then you have no choice but compensate for this resonance, at least to the average value. And compensation occurs when you are sleeping. This is if you have enough hours of healthy sleep, then you compensate. If you have a meditation practice, then you compensate. If you have a clearing self and different practices, then you compensate. But the only problem is that you can spend your entire life at this average value if you don't compensate. The average value is the reasons that makes you follow their herd sense, general rules, beliefs, fake values, and lead to neither freedom, health, or enlightenment. And this is not what we're looking for. When you lose the feeling of joy, love, and radiance, and feel that you're exhausted, irritated, and totally stressed out, you are falling out, my friend, out of bliss. And we call it distortion. So, energy informational structure of a human body is consistently a subject to negative vibrations of the geopathogenic zones. I was talking about them last time. But those are the places, public places such as offices, airports, subways, clubs, bars, etc. And if you're around those places during your day, you probably know what it feels to be depleted or disconnected or exhausted. And what does it really mean? It means that throughout your life, you're unconsciously acquired by a negative program of lower vibrational fields and literally infected by low frequency thoughts, actions, emotions, and other phantoms. And it is like a virus. And that's why most of the people who have been embedded into this matrix need a certain number of sessions in order to return the memory of reference programs to the energy informational field system. Or you need a consistent practice of meditation and cleansing and forgiveness. But we are talking about Cosmoenergy right now. So initially, the human body has this intelligence that have a capacity to balance any type of energy distortions. I'm stressing on distortions so you can understand that it is the opposite of torsion. And this ability of regaining the balance of our informational and energetical components was originally intended to transmute our existing baseline informational fields to a higher frequencies and a higher consciousness. And if you can purify yourself from the accumulated phantom energies of others, these functions will begin to recover along with the physical health and spiritual development. It sounds good, right? If you're practicing Cosmoenergy with someone experienced, you can really start feeling that changes within you, that you're feeling more you. Any experienced psychic or healer knows if you would make a clean print, a photo of a person, then you can subsequently affect it at any distance. And here again, we are reaching the level of metaphysical and techno-magic. There is no mysticism or religion here. And what's interesting, that properties and changes of physical matter, the human body and the work of all systems and the organs can be controlled with a mental image. And this is what Cosmoenergy practitioner does during the session. We use the resonance of a mental image and the so-called password to attract torsion field with certain informational properties to a healing. And as you can understand, sky is the limit here, really. And it's not just only about physical well-being and not only about being a healthy person. It's about being an infinite creator. Because imagine you can tap into information of anything from any dimension, from any time and any space that ever existed in this universe and beyond it. Isn't it exciting? And this is what Cosmoenergy is really for. And healing is just a collateral effect. But the real meaning of this ancient heritage of teachings and methods of many civilizations that just now becoming more and more obvious to many skeptics just because the current science is finally able to prove it, is principle of non-duality and recognition of infinite possibilities and access to this holographic matrix of informational totality that we can tap into and be co-creators of. So, I think I covered the topic of a torsion field just a little bit, at least for you, so you can understand what it really is. I would like to get some questions out of you. So, Miguel, do you work with deities? Oh, wonderful question. I love it. So, the thing is that Cosmoenergy consists different types of the passwords, and some of them are correspondent to the names of the deities and saints from many religions. It's multidimensional teaching, multidimensional method, and it doesn't separate the religion. It's very non-dual, as you understood. So we use the deities at the Cosmoenergy in the meaning of that we connect with the frequencies of some beings. Doesn't matter if it's a Orthodox or Catholic or Hindu or Islam or Greek religions. We have several different names of the channels that are correspondent to the powers of those deities and saints and gods from many different religions. So we bring these components of the universe to the human body to get into the state of enlightenment and well-being and healing. Yeah, beautiful question. Thank you so much. Do we need to visualize anything? There is no need really to visualize anything. It's better to focus on your inner sense of sensations, because it's about what you feel, what you're able to feel when you're in a unified field of universal intelligence. So some of you maybe, and I know the person who asked this question has a perfect internal vision. You can see how your chakras are getting cleaned. You may feel some buzz, vibrational buzz, but overall, you don't have. I'm not giving you any tasks of visualizing anything, and it's not a goal of Cosmoenergy. The goal of Cosmoenergy is making you feel good consistently, and then you getting rid of any distortions in your energy field as well as your informational DNA structure, so you can stay healthy, thriving, blissful, elated, and radiant, of course. And I will be leading this meditation, this transformational meditation in the form of guided meditation, and I will be giving you some anchors that you can that can you hold yourself with during the meditation, and it will be sensations in your physical body and maybe sensation of other people that are in this digital circle. Love the questions. Thank you so much. Can we meditate on the channels during the week? Great. So definitely those of you who already have these channels, either though you don't know exactly what channels do I use, but feel free, those who went through educational and classes with me, feel free to reach out and ask what was those channels, because I use something from what I gave you, something from a magister's level, because Cosmoenergy, as I mentioned before, it is Buddhist level, then magical, and then magistral. So we will be using some Buddhist level channels with the channels from a magister's level. That's why, yeah, I'm happy to share. So can you meditate on the channels during the week? Yes, indeed. You can use your perception of the channels that you will be having today in order to focus and tune into your informational component that you've been connected to today. So you can be protected throughout the week and further away, protected from any kind of distortion of your energetics, and still being at the level up emotionally and also physically. You can actually do it not necessarily during the meditation, but as soon as you're figuring out that your energy going low, you can tap into just for several minutes into the state. Okay, what informational pattern have I been given during the cosmic energy transmission? Can I reach it now? And you can reach it. All you need is practice, always. Thank you. It was a great question. Can we get one-on-one instruction? Of course. This is what these sessions and circles are for, is that you can get one-on-one instructions. And I'm welcoming you all to reach out directly to me. And I'm happy here and I'm actually here to share this gift with you, because this is our collective responsibility to raise all our family, community, and humanity members to reach this state of enlightenment. And Cosmoenergy, one of the perfect instruments that we are given to. I love this question. Will I get superpowers? Yeah. Cosmoenergy is also the science of superpowers. But in order to get to the superpowers, you need to go through some levels of understanding of releasing your ego structure. And Cosmoenergy, when you become a practitioner, is teaching you doing that. And all the world becomes already not about me, myself, and I, and me being a magician, but me. There is no me at this point. So when there is no me, there is a magister's block or magister section in Cosmoenergy that helps you to reach some cosmic superpowers in the form of clairvoyance and clear audio, and seeing things and seeing other people's energy fields and auras and inner organs and the entire system, how it works. And not only that, but also on a collective level, what's going on, where is the darkness, where is the light. But the perception becomes really non-dual. Yes, you will reach some superpowers, but it doesn't mean that you will be using them all the time, because as you reach the level of magister, you're reaching the level of dissolving your ego, and then some of those superpowers you will be using only at these moments when the situation when it's really crucial. The question, the short answer is yes. Is there a channel for abundance? I love this question. Thank you, Miguel. The channel of abundance. If we are talking about financial abundance, then the short question is no. If we are talking about the abundance of realization that the resources are all around us and we have a direct access, then the question is yes. As your Cosmoenergy is raising you to the frequency, raising your frequency much higher, so your baseline is going up, and it means that you're tapping into the infinite source of possibilities, and those possibilities that you don't need more things, that you actually need, and that you stop having the consciousness of lack, and then you reach in the abundant state when everything is perfectly fine, when you have enough of everything, and then you remove these limitations from your DNA. Then on the physical level, the manifestation of a physical abundance is also coming into your life. So yeah, the channels for abundance, it's not the particular channel which is working for abundance. It's a group of channels that help you to raise, to clean up your inner disagreements and work on the entire system balancing. And then you're just gradually becoming a more abundant person. Yeah, so I want to mention once again, the Cosmoenergy is not the just a shamanic ritual. It has a lot of components of shamanic traditions, but there's nothing like I open a channel and I become a billionaire at the same moment. You know that the money is also an energy, and everything, if you're taking energy from somewhere, then there is a lack in some other place. But we are, as the spiritual beings, now that we don't want to create any karma in this way, right? So everything is inside, and it is possible to reach the state of balance and abundance within you. And the number of Cosmoenergy channels definitely will be helpful. All right, it was wonderful experience with questions. Thank you so much. Thank you those who was watching us on Facebook. And if you guys still watching, those who watching us on Facebook, I want to mention that you need to go to a Zoom meeting to continue with us. Your questions were really, really inspiring. Thank you so much. So I would definitely keep questions and answers things going. And for those questions that we didn't have time to give the answers, we will be answering them on April 12th and 19th. And every Sunday from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, these answers will be live and online. So for now, I want to give couple minutes to people who are watching us live on Facebook, because transmission itself will be going on only on Zoom. This will be done in order to keep the energetic hygiene of the space and a personal energy field of all the participants. So if you're watching us on Facebook, follow the link of the event or post in my feed and join us on Zoom call. We will create the Facebook group. Oh, it's actually created already. The Facebook group Cosmoenergy, and you can participate, join us, and you will have a chance to share all the experiences and the reflections and questions. And there is also some information about studies and recordings of these sessions. So for now, we disconnect from Facebook Live and go to the practical part on Zoom. You can start opening your eyes, or if you prefer to continue to sit in the meditation, you can do so. You will probably still feel all the sensations are present throughout your day. I recommend that you have some downtime after it and that you drink enough water, because water is a conductor of the energy of our bodies. And the reason is not that we dehydrated or just exhausted. It's just how we receive electricity and how we preserve it and how we keep it and how we share it, right? So drink a lot of water. The brain has stopped, so maybe you will find a way to go for a walk for even half an hour. And I recommend you to stay in this blissful state as long as possible. I'm grateful to all the teachers and masters and gurus who brought this teaching, and also to the scientists who make it available to understand by the sharp minds of this century. I'm grateful to every one of you, and I'm wishing you the highest good, not just well, but to reach your state of absolute well being and calmness and love and bliss. I hope that you liked the session. You're welcome, Jana. And if you have any questions, please please text them to Facebook group or reach out in person on Facebook. My name is Eve Soboleva. You maybe figured that. Yeah. So I love you all. You're so welcome, and thank you for showing up. Because of you, we are all here, and everyone is matter, and everything matters. And I'm with you. Bye.